Hey everyone. Over time, there have been a lot of people who were really starved for attention and have done desperate things to get people to watch them, like making cringy stuff. But there's a layer below that where someone doesn't even do that, but instead lies to their fans and play with their emotions by faking their death or creating the illusion that they're close to dying, with the convenient solution being the fans doing something like donating money. This is kind of rare, because people who try to do this either want attention or are trying to make a point. But I think it goes without saying there are better ways to convey an idea than making people sad over the death of someone they liked. People who fake their death online never take the extra effort to make it seem legit and just carry on doing the things they do day to day online, which is what leads to fans finding proof that they're lying. So I think my favorite part of someone faking a death is them coming back to either apologize or make an excuse, because there's nothing more awkward than having to make a video when you're pretending that you died.
Being a YouTuber is listed as the 4th most desirable job in the entire world, below being a dancer and above being an entrepreneur. So you would think that those lucky enough to enjoy such a desired job would do their best to keep it, right? Well, no. Successful YouTubers faking their death has been a strange phenomenon that has haunted the platform since its existence. But what on earth would motivate a creator to deceive their audience with false claims of death and sickness? Could it be money, attention, or perhaps sympathy? Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries, and today we'll be going over 5 creators who faked their deaths and what happened to their careers. The first of which being the 2 sisters willing to ruin their reputation.
I think I know this one.
For bucks. Amy and
I'm interested
Tammy
in this video because the idea of faking your own death, especially nowadays with so much technology to help find out if you did fake your death, it seems like such a bizarre idea. Oh yes, I know these guys. I know these princesses. Wasn't it like a charity? I saw it was a charity to like get a GoFundMe, and then after they got like $1 million, they were like, yeah, she died, or she's fine, thank you for the money.
I actually just love how nice and wholesome she is. I get a very good vibe from her personality. She really does come across as a very caring and down-to-earth sister. The Slayton sisters went on to create a wide variety of content, ranging from vlogs all the way to challenge videos, and they seem to enjoy themselves with each upload. However, once the sisters gained some traction on the platform, they abused their newfound influence by scamming their viewers.
Yesterday at 10 a.m., Tammy went into the hospital. She has pneumonia and she can't breathe. If y'all could donate a penny, nickel, dime, I would be so happy.
Amy was asking their audience.
I love that Hollywood tactic of them like putting on the fake voice, but then there's no tears.
Day, and she was already planning a funeral. Despite the many red flags, their fans were concerned about their well-being and proceeded to donate almost $1,000. It would only take a few days for Amy and Tammy to return to their usual upload schedule, both completely healthy.
Kaylee wanted me to glow. Oh, by the way,
While fans were glad to see Tammy alive and well, there was still the question of where the money went. Well, Amy claims it was used to pay for Tammy's medical expenses, but refused to provide any receipt, stating that she gave the money to her mother.
The money that y'all donated for Tammy when she...
Surely even if you're willing to scam your fans for that much money, it's not that much, but you still scam them, you would still like show a picture for a medical bracelet from the hospital, or at least her like leaving the place.
I gave it to my mother, who paid bills.
Later, she stated that she threw out the receipts.
I know I've been wrong. I should not throw receipts away. But in my head, I wasn't thinking, well, these receipts might come to bite me in the ass. You know,
surely they... No, what hospital still sends like papers as the receipts? Surely they give you an email.
And it's possible that she spent it on a new camper. Unfortunately,
damn,
she wouldn't be the only online personality to exploit their siblings for personal gain. If you took a brief glance at the Dobro Brothers
Wait,
YouTube
is that the end of it? Is that the end of their story? Damn, they got off good. They scammed their fans for $1,000 and they got a camper van. That's pretty fucking good. God bless them. I mean, fuck no, because they scammed people. I feel like the people later on this video probably get like a way bigger blowback from people catching them. So I'll just have to see.
They are extremely popular with over 30 million subscribers. And 3, they frequently make claims of people dying in their videos. While there's nothing wrong with the first and second observation, the third becomes quite concerning when you realize how distasteful joking about such topics can be. A good example of this is their video titled My Twin Brother is Dead, published on the 10th of January 2022. The comment section of the video would be flooded with viewers expressing their disgust with how the Dobro brothers were making light of such serious topics, with comments quoting, "This is the most messed up. As someone who has actually been through this is actually just the worst. Losing my brother was the worst thing I've gone through, and I've gone through a lot. This is actually just garbage." As well as if children think of these people as role models, these are the last people I'd want my kids to look up to. Whether or not people saw their content,
It's funny, 'cause I'm pretty sure they're not even that old, they're still pretty young.
racked up an astonishing 3.3 million views. And going forward, the Dobro brothers decided to milk this disgusting formula for several of their future uploads. Our little sister was murdered. My twin brother ruined my life. My twin brother was murdered. And my crazy ex-girlfriend is dead. It's one thing to joke about losing a family member, but constantly profiting from it and potentially reminding viewers who went through the real thing puts the Dobro brothers in a league of their own. However, that might not
Probably,
be...
they don't give a shit, dude. They probably make so much. They make so much money from that ad revenue. They probably don't give a shit saying that their brother died.
Very promising online career. He was a skilled Team Fortress 2 player who was highly regarded in the community and on the road to 100,000 subscribers. However, it was these facts that made his claims...
I think I know this one as well. But this one, as opposed to the last two,
Don't want to reveal
it was less for money and more for like exposure.
this, but the doctors are saying that I probably don't have a lot of time left. At best, I've got about a year before my condition gets so bad that I'll need constant life support, and my chances of recovery are looking low, to say the least.
As you'd expect, the TF2 community wasn't taking the news very well, as they'd already lost another legendary creator, Kitty0706, just a few months prior. Sketchak would elaborate more on his situation in a video titled Closure, where he stated he'd be leaving YouTube and TF2 to make the most of the little time he had left.
My health is gradually deteriorating, and the clock is ticking.
To be honest, this really feels like honest. Like knowing, like looking back at it, it was fake because he came out and admitted that he was lying. But this really does feel genuine.
Final video to say goodbye before I stop using this account. So feel free to unsubscribe if you haven't already. There will be no more videos coming from this channel.
From that point on, Sketchak completely disappeared from the internet, leaving viewers to conclude that he was no more. People speculated what illness afflicted Sketchak, others mourned his passing with tribute videos, and the developers of TF2, Valve, honored his memory with an in-game item. Sketchak had effectively become a legend, a skilled pyromane who had his life and career cut short by an unknown terminal illness. But still, he managed to impact the community positively in the brief period that he was around. Unfortunately, what went on behind the scenes told a completely different story. The fact that there was some activity on his Steam and YouTube accounts gave people the impression that Sketchak was still alive. Before he ended doing YouTube, he did a closure video explaining what was happening and why he wasn't posting videos. It turns out he had a terminal illness, a disease that can't be cured and almost certainly results in death. He sold all his items and wasn't enjoying TF2 anymore. A few weeks later, closure video was removed. Did he die? Did he survive? We simply don't know. With a reply stating, "If you want a small conspiracy, a lot of Sketchak's items have left his backpack, ending up in another backpack owned by someone named Will. Even some minuscule items like refined metal. Some of the names Will has had seem very Sketchak-y, and the account is relatively active. Last online just over a day ago. By now, there was enough evidence supporting the idea that Sketchak was still alive, and most of the community took some joy in that. But that newfound joy would soon be soured by a video from Sketchak himself, published in February of 2019.
Hey, it's me, the legendary pyromane Sketchak. Sorry to bust your balls like this after hyping up my big return. There's something I need to get off my chest that's been killing me, and I want everyone to be on the same page going forward. About 3 years ago, I announced that I had contracted
Holy shit, I didn't know it was 3 years. I thought the time span was like a week. Wait, no, maybe like a more. But no, it's 3 years.
a little bit. You might say that I was mentally ill because I thought it would be fun to convince a lot of people that care about me that I would fucking die, but I've been feeling really bad about it lately. I can no longer bear the weight of my sins, which is why I've decided to come out with the truth and apologize for lying.
He went on to explain...
I know he did apologize, which I guess is kind of good, but at the same time, I probably explained it in the video, but I still have no idea how you would want, what joy you would find in lying about you dying from like a horrible illness that most of your fans were heartbroken about because they wouldn't watch your content anymore. But for me, it feels really shitty because I remember seeing this one YouTuber from like the Netherlands called Teabag that made a lot of like really good Battlefield videos, and when the news came out about him having cancer and having to go to treatment, even though it wasn't at the time, it wasn't like really fatal, his stories about his treatment being really painful, just like horrible to listen to. And then when he finally said that I was getting better, it was really good to hear because he didn't have to go through like that much pain anymore. So I can't imagine what it would be like to have that, but even worse, where it's very basically confirmed with the guy in this video describing it. So I just can't see like what kind of twisted humor you find in that, especially if your fans are really committed. I mean, he even said earlier that some people modded an item or implemented an item in the game for TF2 in his honor. Like, that's so fucking nice of them, but maybe they removed it after he came out saying like, oh, it was just a joke. I mean, he did like come back to apologize, but 3 years, surely if you were that committed, you would like regret it after a week. But 3 years just feel like you came back for the fun of it, and now you want to be like, give more attention again.
His reasoning for lying and betraying both his audience and the entire TF2 community.
I was in Japan for an extended period of time, which means I was away from my PC at home. And when I was in Japan, I had a really good time away from the games and the PC and getting some much needed vitamin D. And somewhere along the way, I came to the conclusion that video games had ruined my life. And that was when I decided to shut down the channel. But I also wanted to go out with a bang, I guess you could say. Ideally, I wanted to...
What a brilliant conclusion.
Parting gift, but I didn't have access to a PC that I could do that on. So I scrapped together all my remaining TF2 footage and notes that I had collected to be released as one big info dump, but I still wasn't satisfied with that for some reason. And then I came up with the idea of faking my death, because I knew that would draw a lot of attention. I realized this was a really fucked up thing to do.
Man, if you want to improve your life, just go on and do it. Don't like gaslight, lie to people online that you're gonna die.
I was feeling a bit conflicted actually. The channel was something that I built up by myself. It had value to others, it had value to me, but at the same time I was feeling bitter, as if video games had stolen something from me, and by extension the Sketchek channel, which revolves around video games. So you could say I was feeling resentful. Mostly at myself in retrospect, but instead I took it out on my loyal audience and left them in the dark for 3 years.
The response to Sketchek...
After he lied about him dying, I don't know if that's like the most honest apology. Like I don't know if I can believe the reason behind why he wanted to lie about his death. I mean, realistically, if you're really pissed off at games, the most you could maybe do, like as a child, was just like beat up your PC with like a baseball bat. But there's definitely like some different motive on why you would want to lie to people and why you're dying. I understand that maybe like you hate games for like ruining your life, but that was still on you. You shouldn't like make people feel awful at the idea of you dying for them like enjoying a game that you saw as ruining your life, even though it definitely wasn't a game, it was just you in general, but you wanted to like lash out at someone or something, even if it's just a game.
Sketchek's return was polarizing to say the least. There were those who wrote him off as a deceitful individual who was willing to emotionally manipulate his fans for selfish reasons. And on the other hand, there were those who were happy to see their favorite creator make a comeback. Either way, Sketchek's online career didn't take an immediate nosedive following his return to YouTube. However, an immediate decline is exactly what happened to Sav after his lies were exposed. On the 26th of September...
I know, before this goes on to the next story, even if I was a huge fan of someone, it'd be hard for them to like, for me to watch the content again after knowing that they blatantly lied just for attention. I mean, that was very clear for attention. I can't see it as like anything else.
2016, following a lengthy application process, Sav joined the popular NoPixel RP server for GTA 5, rapidly becoming a valued member of the tight-knit community. The NoPixel server is home to several well-known streamers like Ming, XQC, and Charlie, which makes an excellent place to network and build an audience, a fact that Sav was very much so aware of. In little over 4 years, Sav had played his role in the server perfectly and was able to forge a fan base that boasted around 9k followers and 1.5k subs on Twitch. Sav crafted a career that most people could only dream of, and was on the path to becoming even more successful in the GTA community. But that's if he didn't commit the cardinal sin of using aimbots. According to
Oh,
the
you're
server
so
rules,
fucked.
using cheats of any
Honestly, I
kind...
don't even play GTA 5, but just with the 3 big names you mentioned earlier, that really seems like a dream scenario to be in, to be more popular. Even if you don't stream that often, just by merely being associated with those people, you'll get a fan base quickly.
would result in an instant permaban. And on the 27th of November 2020, that's exactly what happened to Sav. Naturally, the community was sad to see such a beloved member go, but they
How did
understood.
he even get into that big of a server? It seems like really elite.
From what I've seen of him and his streams, he seemed like a cool dude who pushed RP and wasn't using one before. Like, I really want to know the mindset that pushed him into doing that and wasting the goodwill he had in the community. As well as, it's insane to me that someone who is trusted with the whitelist would do something to get permabanned. Really, like Sav. But whatever the reason is, I'm glad the rules are being enforced. The news of Savex's ban took a toll on the NoPixel community, but it was soon overshadowed by the news of his alleged unaliving. With a post quoting,
my
"I'd worried
God.
about him and as a last resort, I sent some emails about a
I
month
mean, it's clearly not real, but that's a pretty crazy turn to go into of him killing himself.
Please, for the respect of his family, stop any speculation regarding this here."
That this is not Sav writing this. Sav passed away Christmas afternoon. This message is being written and sent out now through my brother's email after obtaining access to his PC. He's gotten numerous emails, messages since November with individuals worried about him. We'd like this, the individuals...
That's already a pretty big red flag of his brother sending an email to his, everyone on his PC. Like, surely he would be more worried about, realistically, if he did kill himself, he wouldn't be worried about sending out emails. He would just be grieving at a funeral.
We looked further into the matter.
If you guys know whose this Twitter is, okay? It's Sav's, all right? Joined January 2021. Okay, so I don't know if you guys knew the date of when he had passed, but this is after he'd passed away. So you go to his Twitter, which is linked to his Twitch page, and it also says this. Everything says to me that he's not actually dead.
The screenshots referenced in the video were leaked messages between Savex and fellow roleplayer Rami. "Pogo, I faked it all. People think you're dead. I know. Are you dumb? But you know I'm toxic as F. No, you're just an idiot.
Nah, guys, he's toxic, come on.
But S is better this way. You literally could have just rode your ban out. Nah, I just wanted to be done with the whole community and all that S. Bro.
Yeah, fuck yeah. This guy's a teenager. He sounds like very like rebellious.
Back after like 6 months and act like nothing happened. What the F is wrong with you? There was some speculation that Savex's social media accounts were hacked, but Coley wasn't buying it. In early June 2021, Coley hired a private investigator to confirm Sav's fate, and the entire community was horrified at the results.
We got someone to investigate some shit, like hired a guy or people, and it's 100% confirmed that he's alive, by the way. There's literally zero doubt. Actual evidence, okay? So we got all this information, but obviously I can't release it because that's pretty much doxing. But we know everything about him, like names, addresses, and all that. It's the, it is the truth. He is alive, 100%.
Sav didn't only throw away his reputation in the GTA community, but his entire Twitch career as well. Just when Savex's deception seemed to be at an all-time low, hated YouTuber behind the meme ended his career
Oh, I
by
love this
staking his
guy.
own-
What? Don't tell me he faked his death. I mean, I wouldn't give a shit. He wasn't that good. He wasn't that good of a channel anyways. But it's so bizarre to me that I feel like if you're good enough to get into that kind of server with those huge streamers, you would surely like appreciate the value and not throw it away. But I'm guessing, to be honest, I think it really felt like he had an underlying belief that he just didn't give a shit about anything. With him like getting aimbot, which got him banned. And for a second I believed that was a permaban, but no, he just said like he could write out the ban and just go back again, which would be way better. And he could have made an actual good streaming career out of this. But some people just have like that one side of them that's just like unlogical and makes no sense and causes them to like do this chaotic shit, like faking their own death. I mean, he clearly didn't plan out that well with him just sending out the emails. I feel like if you really want to fake your death online, you'd have to get rid of almost everything in your life that's connected to the internet to make sure there's not a single trace. But even if this guy didn't get a private investigator, he could probably find like even more shit about him online that proved he was still alive. So I don't really think he covered his tracks that well. But at the same time, I do have to respect it because there were fans of him, even if it was just a few, that did cry over the his suicide. So I have to respect him for at least like letting them know that he's alive, even though most of them were probably more pissed and happier at seeing him like being alive and just lying to his audience.
Disturbing fake death. Behind the meme, aka Kyle Bryce, was a man who built his career on analyzing meme culture and was also accused of ruining it. Back in August 2016, Bryce focused on making videos for people on YouTube who didn't understand popular memes. Bryce created short, easily digestible, and somewhat entertaining videos that helped give the average user a glimpse into the world of 2010's meme culture. This strategy was extremely effective, as the Behind the Meme channel easily hit 700,000 subscribers in 1 year. While Bryce had success with people who didn't understand popular memes, the same couldn't be said for those who did. Apparently, some users saw explaining inside jokes and memes as something that ruined meme culture for everyone. Certain memes didn't stick around for as long as they used to, and many cited Bryce as the cause for the oversaturation. Bryce's critics claimed the editing was basic, pointed out misinformation in his scripts, and described the humor in his videos as lackluster. By 2017, a number of users uploaded whole videos detailing the issues with Bryce's content, which not only increased the amount of hate towards him, but also stunted the growth of his channel. With that being said, Bryce's response to the criticism definitely didn't do him any justice.
Okay guys, let me give you a little bit of backstory. There's another meme channel here on YouTube who recently decided to mock my videos, channel, and audience for no apparent reason other than insecurity. Crazy, right? So naturally I have to...
It blows my mind the kind of like disagreements you can have over just memes.
Or drama alert.
In late 2017, the hatred and animosity directed at Behind the Memes brand would reach a new low, as an anonymous group of haters would dox Bryce's grandmother and uncle.
Oh, what the fuck?
Doxed. First off, I didn't. Technically, my 90-year-old grandma and my uncle did. I moved months ago thanks to my supporters and my haters, ironically.
What a piece of shit, like grandson. My grandma got doxed. Like, can you not be like more concerned? That's pretty bad information for some malicious people who want to do bad.
This is silly and no biggie. I'm sure my grandma doesn't feel the same way. It is what it is, though. So technically, no laws have been broken. The only part that bugs me is my old-ass grandma is at risk of some foolish prank. Luckily, nothing has happened, and hopefully it stays that way. But if not, that is when things do.
How funny would it be if he like just says grandma's address? So my grandma got doxed.
So tread lightly.
Even though Bryce attempted to brush off the negativity, it would ultimately get the better of him, forcing a 4-month hiatus in March of 2018. Sadly, once Bryce did return, his uploads had a drastically different tone that suggested he was in a very dark place mentally. From the 20th to the 27th of September 2018, Bryce would publish a collection of vlog-style videos that painted a very disturbing picture of his mental health. The first video, titled Beginning, features Bryce going into a store and buying a bottle of vodka with a description that reads, "Behind the Meme picks up an old friend that will help him get through his feelings," or so he thinks.
That is so gay. That's something a teenager would make when he's getting bullied at school.
Of his home and sharing intimate thoughts about his motivation for creating content.
When I first started this channel, I kind of just started it just to do it. Before I realized it, the channel and me through the process got a lot of hate. Hate for dumb reasons, if you ask me. Doing something that you enjoy and then seeing such a negative reaction from strangers, it started to really get to me at a point, to be honest. And then I took the break, I took like 4 months or whatever it was off, and I didn't do anything with YouTube. I just lived life, and I was started to become happy. I was happier than I was when I was making videos. But every once in a while, when you think things are going to be good, you read a comment or you read something or you see something, kind of brings you back into a hole that you thought you were kind of out of.
The video ended.
I'm sorry, but it blows my mind that some people like this. I mean, he's clearly a grown-ass man, but he has the mentality of a child. Like, life was good, but then I read one bad comment. Like, really, one bad comment ruined your life to the point that you have to like take a 4-month break. Like, surely you could like have a thicker skin, just accept it. I refuse to believe like he got so much hate that it fucked him up so bad mentally that he had to take a break. I think the few people that were like harassing him were doing like mainly as a joke, because his content was kind of cringy, making meme reviews. but I think he's like over exaggerating how bad it was. I mean, apart from the docking stuff, which was pretty bad, I don't think there was any stuff outside that would really make a person take a break. But now, to be honest, I want to see where he goes to like explaining why he faked his death. It might be to be like, I was just trying to prove a point of why bullying is dangerous. I swear to God, he's gonna say it in the video.
Possibly drunk Bryce taking out his car keys and going for a late night drive. It was obvious that Bryce wasn't his usual jovial self, and as the uploads continued, things only got worse. The third and fourth uploads carried on with the same themes of dangerous behavior.
We are driving.
Oh, please tell me you can do it. Drunk driving.
I should be doing both these things, so you won't see much in the driving trip.
And self-loathing.
Some of these people might be the pricks that are online leaving negative, hateful comments, and you know, if everybody was more positive, just everything would be a lot better. We're all cut from the same cloth, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
The fourth video would
Cry,
ultimately
baby.
end with Bryce going off to quote, play a game, unquote.
You know what? I have an idea. Let's play a little game. Everybody likes games. Let's play a game.
The final video, titled The End, depicts Bryce going upstairs to his bedroom, retrieving a revolver from his bedside drawer, and doing the
God.
unthinkable. At the time, anyone watching would be rightfully led to believe that things were too late for Bryce.
I don't say it's fucked up, but objectively it would be funny if the guy who made meme reviews shot himself. It is awful, but just the fact that that sentence is accurate, it's
Closing
funny to
text
me.
that read, "Behind the memes is dead," kinda completely dispelled this notion. Despite the horrifying visuals in the original uploads, Bryce was very much okay, and published a video the next day describing the entire series as a hoax that was intended to show what could have happened if he
A hoax. Two children might have believed that.
Purposes. One was an alternate reality to what I was feeling and what others have felt due to the words and just the hate and just the bad vibes of other people. The other purpose of the series was to kill my channel. Am I
Was to
quitting
kill
the
myself?
series? Not exactly. But Behind the Meme as you once knew it is dead. Now that doesn't mean that I will never make meme-oriented videos ever again, but it does mean that I can do what I feel is right in the moment and not feel trapped like I once did. So I wanted to use this series as an opportunity to creatively express my feelings and intentions.
The motivation behind the videos may have been positive, but its impact on viewers was far from it. In fact, the video did the opposite of what it was meant to do. Those who were genuinely concerned about his well-being now felt betrayed, and others who were apathetic felt justified. Bryce did get one thing right. With his most recent stunt, he effectively killed the Behind the Meme YouTube channel. His subscriber count stagnated, uploads became infrequent.
It's actually not that bad, to be honest. 1,000 subscribers lost.
The fact that he took an almost 4-year hiatus only pushed his channel further into obscurity. Although the initial hate for his
Wait,
videos
was that actually him or was that
hiatus-
someone else? That is him. To be fair, I would probably blow my fucking brains out if this was like the room where I record meme
only
reviews.
pushed his channel further into obscurity. Although the initial hate for his videos was unjustified and blown out of proportion, Bryce's response to it was truly what destroyed the channel.
What a bizarre story. That probably was the best and funniest one, because it just felt like a man-child. I mean, I'm not saying he's completely like crybaby. Like, I understand why he wanted to like, I can understand somewhat of the motive behind the hoax to prove that bullying was bad, but there are like other people online that have better experience and can actually might be able to pull this off. I mean, the idea of faking your death, even if it is for a good reason, like to prove how bullying is dangerous, there's better ways to go around it instead of like lying to people or making them believe that you actually killed yourself and making them worry about you. And the meme review channel is definitely a channel that should like tackle it, because I really don't think he got that much harassment that would force him to do this kind of stuff. I mean, he probably has like a really soft skin, which is why it felt way worse. Most people that like were bullying him did it as a joke, because to be honest, the meme reviews series was kind of cringy, just analyzing memes and giving like a really, like I used to watch a few like in the past, and it really was just like videos meant for like old people to understand, like, wow, that's why it's funny, and it was just shit. But honestly, I try to think of the worst fake death in this video. The first one with the fat twins, they got off pretty good, to be honest, compared to the other people, where they got harassed, but these two, I mean, they still like got like interrogated on what, like where the proof was of her being in hospital, but they still came out of it with a fucking like a van that like it looked pretty good. So they still achieved what they wanted, and it blows my mind because they're really not that big. So the idea of someone being able to like abuse their small fan base to get something that big is scary to me, because if someone really big was really dedicated, they could probably fake their death even worse, even though people probably could find proof of them still being alive. But to be honest, there's no one really stopping them from doing it, because it would be a good stint to get them more attention, but that would just be scary. Fuck that.
Tactics we strive in perfecting. And the next thing, you get me vexed when you're looking to control small turf. Cause yo, you need to know that I'm down to the earth, and so I amplify my international worth. See, at times I might be running like a brother going crazy.